Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick, and I'm a top author on TradingView with over 190k reputation points. In this video, I will be taking a pair, breaking it down from a technical and order flow perspective to try to understand where we have the highest probabilities of the next potential move. And in doing so, I will provide as much free education as possible. So I really suggest that you stick to the video to the end, and I will see you on the charts. In today's video, I want to speak about USDCAD because we do have quite interesting price action and structure. Now, as usual, first I will be covering the technical side of this market, then we will go and see what we have when it comes to the order flow. Now, starting here on the monthly time frame, what we can see is that the market has just created a very strong impulse to the upside, followed by this correction. Now, in general, after an impulse, if you want to measure the correction, what you have to do is take your Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse. And if we do that, we can see how the market in fact has just retraced to the zone, which is in between the 0.32 and 50% of the Fibonacci taken on this monthly impulse, which is a level that the market has just tested and now started rejecting to the upside. So in a situation like this, what we could expect is a potential completion of this impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. Dropping down on the weekly time frame, what do we have? Now, from a weekly perspective, we can notice how the market at the moment is testing a very strong level of previous weekly support, which is now turned resistance. In fact, if we follow closely the movement of the market here, we had the impulse to the upside correction. The market tried going higher, failed, and broke to the downside. At this point, the market went all the way back up and is currently retesting that previous support and resistance, from which there is the possibility for a potential rejection to the downside. Going down on the daily time frame, what do we have? Now here on the daily, I did speak about USDCAD a few times in the past. I spoke about it when the market was around this area. I made a full breakdown explaining all the reasons for which we could expect this rejection higher, which is exactly what the market gave us. From here, I made another breakdown explaining all the reasons for which we expected this move lower. And again, that is exactly what the market gave us. And then we had the move to the upside and correction. And from here, I made another breakdown explaining all the reasons for which we wanted to see this rejection to the upside, which is in fact the movement that the market has just given us. And by the way, I will link in the description all this previous analysis so you can go and check it out for more free education. Now, at the moment, what we can notice is that the market is in fact testing the previous high as resistance. From here, this rejection to the downside started, confirming this area as supply. And at the moment, the market is testing exactly that same supply, from which there is the possibility of a rejection lower. So what we need to have in a situation like this is a break above this resistance, and only if we do get a break above this resistance, at that point this previous resistance would be turned support, and at that point, on the retest of previous resistance turned support, we would have very good probabilities for a rejection low, for a rejection higher. Why do I say this? I say this because if the market does create this move to the upside, the resistance that the market is facing here on the weekly that we have previously identified, which is this previous weekly support and resistance, would be broken to the upside. And as you know, previous resistance, once it is broken to the upside, is turned support. So at that point, the monthly would be bullish because we already wanted to see the completion of this impulse correction and impulse. The weekly would be bullish because we would have a breakup of resistance. And on the daily, we would be bullish as well because we have a break above previous daily resistance, which at that point is turned support. So all the directional timeframes would be indicating for a potential move higher. Now, if we go and see what we have when it comes to the commitment of traders, so the COT data, which is what the non-commercials, so the biggest speculators in the market are doing, and we check the data for the CAD, what we can see is that with the last reports, net positions on the CAD has started decreasing. We went from minus 12k to minus 16k net positions, indicating that institutions have added 2.8k shorts with the last report and closed 1.6k longs. Now, keep in mind that this is the data for the CAD, and when every currency on the spotters is traded against the USD. So when you're checking the data for the CAD, you're actually checking CAD USD. But if we want information on USD CAD, which is what we actually want, we simply have to reverse everything, meaning that with the last report, institutions have added 2.8K longs on USD CAD and closed 1.6K shorts. So overall, they're getting very bullish on USD CAD. So if we do get the break on the retest, how we could be approaching this potential rejection higher. Now, as usual, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily combined with the COT data, those are the best timeframes from a directional perspective. However, when it comes to confirmations and entries, the best timeframes are the intraday timeframes, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, what we could be doing after a break on the retest is monitoring price action from an intraday perspective, waiting for the market to shift from an intraday bearish market as we would have to an intraday bullish market. And if the market would shift from an intraday bearish to a bullish market and provide to us one of our valid entries, at that point we could be looking for a potential rejection higher for the market to complete this impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. Now, if you don't know what I'm speaking about when I say valid entries and these kind of things, that is all part of the mentorship program, which you can find at transparentfxtrading.com. Here you have the possibility to gain access to my entire course with all the rules of the strategies. You also have the possibility to gain access to one-on-one private mentoring, the VIP market breakdowns with the Telegram signals, the COT data software, which is the one that we used in this analysis, the trading station software, which puts together everything that you need as a trader all in one interface. And if you scroll lower here past the testimonials, you will see that at the moment I'm running a special promotion in which you have a huge upfront discount on the price of the mentorship program, all the way down to 97 euros for lifetime access. And since I have partnered with the forex broker Blueberry Markets, if you open an account with them from the student dashboard, you can get a full refund credited back into your trading account. And if you scroll lower, you will see that at the moment there is still time to join before the timer goes to 0 and the offer ends and the price goes back to normal. However, spots are limited, so if they get filled before the timer goes to 0, then the price will go back to normal and the offer will end. So I really suggest that you take advantage and join directly from here to gain automatically access with the email and password that you will create during the checkout. So definitely looking forward to have you on board. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you smash that like button and comment below. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm, and I will see you in my next video.